Welcome to Cult Macabre, a phantasmagoric guide to pop culture's dark side. I'm Richie.
And I'm Lee.
And today we are discussing a brand new film. It's the first time that we're going to be talking about a current release on the podcast, and today we're getting into the VHS franchise at the back end of it. I know that it is an 8-film series so far, but we are discussing VHS Halloween. And what does VHS stand for, you might ask? Well, that is Video Horror Shorts.
I actually didn't know that. I feel dumb for not knowing that.
Don't feel dumb. Because at first I didn't even know.
I think we've probably eaten through most of these movies just in the past few months. I think we watched them from beginning to Halloween, which is the current one. And I have yet to be very disappointed by any of the installments.
Yeah, neither have I. And I'll be honest, like when this first came out, okay, like I need to kind of backtrack big time here. So I've been a follower of bloodydisgusting.com since 2003. Like it's one of the first websites that I came across that was dedicated to nothing but horror films. Like I used to follow like superherohype.com for like Marvel movies and stuff. And then I was like, I wonder if there's anything like this for horror. And it was Bloody Disgusting. The creator of Bloody Disgusting, Brad Miska, is actually the mastermind behind this franchise. So that's where I first heard about it. And I was like, okay, I'm interested because I love found footage. And this is also anthology based. So every story is standalone and it's all connected. Every film in this franchise is connected by a singular narrative film that runs in between each of the standalone shorts.
And I usually, you know me, I have an issue with found footage sometimes where I get really bad headaches because of movement in them. So I've avoided watching a lot of found footage films myself. I've been trying to break back into them, and so far so good. And this has been hands down one of my favorite series I think we've watched.
Yeah, because I like the aspect of this where it's not typical. Like they find very inventive and interesting ways to keep it in the genre without sacrificing creativity.
For sure.
So this one, I gotta be honest, like I know most of you out there, if you've watched this franchise, you know what you're getting into. However, for those of you out there that have never seen any of these, you really don't have to jump into them from the beginning, although I do recommend it so you can get a feel for how it's progressed as a series, but you can really jump in at any point. But I will say, having seen all of these, this one tonally, I feel like is one of the more consistent films within the franchise as far as like the connecting story and then the standalone stories. It all has a central, obvious Halloween theme, which we talked about that a couple weeks ago, I think, where we really love Halloween themed horror movies where, of course, horror has to do with Halloween, but Halloween theme in the horror movie itself is always a pleasure.
Yes, and those are some of my favorite films.
I mean, same here, like Hocus Pocus, like Ernest Scared Stupid. Like, I know those are like family friendly comparatively speaking to this stuff, but like the idea is there where the holiday Halloween is featured in the films. This one has, in my opinion, has a really great set of directors, because I think that's the fun part of this franchise is they always announce it and then they have like a list of the directors that are involved with it because everybody is kind of in charge of their own film.
I really like films that are done like that as well. Another one that comes to mind is ABCs of Death, which I also very much enjoyed part 1 and part 2 of that. And I was personally very happy to see a couple of the directors pop up because, we're a fan of Alex Ross Perry. So it was really cool to see that he had done one of the segments in this one called Kid Print, which for me personally happened to be probably my favorite one throughout the whole film.
Yeah, let's kind of just run through, because we're not going to get like too detailed because we absolutely want you guys to go watch this, but be warned, we will be talking some spoiler territory here and there. So if this is something you want to avoid, please go watch this. It's on Shudder right now as we speak. And come back and listen to our conversation about it. But yeah, Alex Ross Perry, great dude, super solid guy. He's done a handful of movies that are kind of like not all over the place, but his most recent work was a pseudo documentary on a band called Pavement, and it was called Pavements was the movie. So if you see that out there, go check it out. It's great. But yeah, we have Casper Kelly, who is known for Too Many Cooks on the Adult Swim channel.
Which I did not know that, actually. So when I found that out, it tickled me.
Yeah, he does the Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. It's like that's that live action series, but he did the infomercials episode Too Many Cooks. So that was when I saw his name, I was like, oh, please let this be comedy territory. And of course, there's Paco Plaza, who most famously did the Record franchise. There are 4 entries in that franchise. Fantastic, by the way. And also did Veronica, which was on Netflix. Or I think it still might be on Netflix.
I think so, yeah.
And he's another director I really like to watch. But anyway, let's jump in because the glue, as it were, is a narrative called Diet Phantasma, which I thought was fucking hysterical. Actually, I love that this movie does not shy away from killing off kids.
There is a lot of child violence in this movie. A lot of kids eat shit. I'm just immediately.
Would you call it childance?
Childance.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, Diet Phantasma is the prologue open to the movie. So it's basically a narrative about a documentary that's being filmed on a company that is developing a new soda.
Yeah, and of course it's 1982, so you already know the soda boom is hitting big time. Like, you know, getting into that era where like New Coke was around like 3 years after this. So they're like, oh, what's going to be the next big soda?
Yep, and this company is obsessed with having this soda on the shelves on or before Halloween. Like it's the be all end all for them.
And you can tell it's crunch time by the way that the doctor and the scientists are all in there. He's really pushing for these test subjects to be like fed into this room and then get them out if it doesn't like go to plan.
Absolutely. And I guess the big thing with this soda, Diet Phantasma, is that it is made with the extract of poltergeists as the main ingredient, 100% extract.
Yeah, and every test subject, he's like, okay, here's a specific like dialing of the formula. Here's like, this has been dialed in more. This has been taken out. Like their run here is insane. Like the first one, the can just eats this guy's face like real hard.
Which I loved that visual, by the way. I thought that was fantastic. You see all these like spindly tentacles coming out of the can and wrapping around his head, and he's screaming, and it was a great visual. I thought it was really well done and a good start off, a good kickoff for the movie for sure.
Yeah, and we'll go ahead and bury the lead on this first one. I'm not gonna lie, the first one is Coochie Coochie Coo. And this is my least favorite of the bunch. I'm not going to lie.
Can I just say for a minute how much I hate the use of the word coochie in any way, shape, or form?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah, so the plot... Okay, so I should point out why it's not my favorite of this bunch. And it has nothing to do with the 2 leads. Because I think they play their parts really well. The people that play Kaylee and Lacey in this are really great.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
They're very... real. Like it's a real conversation that 2 degenerate ass little motherfuckers would be having because they're going around for one last night of trick-or-treating and they're like stealing shit from people and they're fucking wrecking shop in this.
They took a freaking thing of candy from a child in front of their parents.
Surprised they didn't just like punch him and fucking take his goddamn candy.
That poor kid started screaming immediately.
Yeah. Well, they're dressed up like babies. We should point that out. They're dressed up like babies. And yeah, so a friend of theirs is dressed as a cheerleader, but like this friend disappeared the year before because they do bring that up. Or they're just like, oh yeah, this person's gone. They haven't found her in a year. And the whole time they keep bringing up this like weird legend about this mama that appears.
The mommy. Yeah. Some kids like run up on them, some younger kids. I'm talking like 8 to 10 years old. And they're like, the mommy's going to get you. The mommy's going to get you. And they're like, the mommy's not real. They walk up on a house while they're trick-or-treating after pulling some bullshit teenager shenanigans. And I will point out that I did notice as they see the house and they're talking about going up there to see if they have candy, couple kids, I think, and like a mom or something are walking right past. And they even question, that kid didn't want any candy, more for us then. I don't think that they could even see the house.
No, that's exactly what's supposed to happen because it just pops up for them.
Yeah. It was entrapment.
Yeah, well, when those kids showed up to their car, I don't know if you caught this or not, but the fucking handprint on the windshield.
Oh, yeah, the handprint. I do remember noticing that immediately and being like, these dumb bitches didn't even look.
Right? Long story short, this arm comes out of the front door and just waves this basket of candy, and you just hear, coochie, coochie, coo. And I'm like, oh, fuck that.
That's a hard no.
That is an insta-nope. Like, why would and this bitch is like, oh, yeah, whatever the fuck is in there, I want it. I'm like... I would have been the most awful friend because I would have been like, you have fun with that. I'm leaving.
One of them thinks it's like a haunted house, like an interactive thing that they can actually, because the hand disappears back into the doorway.
It's the degenerate ass one of the 2 that thinks it's that. Of course she does. So they go in and it's actually right here. This is the element I should also say, like, just because I don't care for this one too much doesn't mean there aren't good qualities about it. I think the house arrangement and the way that it is like very disorienting when they get in this place is really fucked up because that kind of plays into my fear of mazes.
Yeah, and I was about to say it's very maze-like. When they open a door and close it and come back out of it, you're like, what fucking direction did they even come from? There's 3 more closed doors around them.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be trapped in no shit like that. It reminds me of all those like carnivals that would come through town and they would have those mirrored fun houses that you would go into and you would just smack into the fucking wall trying to get out because you'd run into yourself.
That hits a little too close to home for me, considering I actually had that experience in a haunted house.
Yeah, it's no fun. But anyway, they slowly unravel this mystery of this mommy, and it's really bad because like they find the noose that the mom hung herself with, but they also find adult-sized babies all over this house that have regressed, and their fucking cheeks are very cherub-looking, and their eyes are like cartoonishly wide.
Oh yeah, it's a caricature. It's
surreal, and I think that's the fear part of this for me is like the surrealism of all of that. The creature that they did with the mommy thing is creepy in certain aspects. However, once the reveal happens, I had a really hard time suspending my disbelief.
Hard agree on that one as well. Once they started showing her too much, especially like face details, and she started talking and singing, I was just like, it's kind of losing me with that a little bit. I think the less you show something on screen, the more terrifying it is.
Yeah, like if they would have never shown the face and they just had the hands and like the lactating happening.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the 6 titties for a second.
The 6
She had a milking machine set up on a table with 6 little suction cups like she was a prize heifer. And these babies was all about it. And she's just force feeding her the putrefied titty milk and turning him into these baby things. Also, like the one male baby, I instantly thought of like the man-child baby from 13 Ghosts. Instantly.
Let's not forget about the one when they find the door they were trying to get out of, that one person that was just strapped to hell and back and being force-fed the shit. And
that was going to make me gag.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But all that aside, you know, I'm not spoiling the ending of this one, but it's the ending I expected.
Yeah, I'd say that too. It was predictable.
Right. So it goes out of that back into the Diet Phantasma, where there are 2 nude test subjects. It's they're 38 and 39, and as soon as 38 opens this can, it just sprays acid in his face and his hands fucking swell and his skin starts getting peeled off. And
oh, yeah. Her grabbing his hands to help him and then just the skin sloughing off his fucking... She just degloved his hands completely. It was disgusting.
Yeah, and just when you think she's going to get away, the Coke tab flies off and slits through her fucking jugular.
Doesn't it go down her throat and then out the neck?
Yeah, it fucks her up pretty good.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And then we move on to Ut Sumpra Sic Infra, which is by Paco Plaza, again, of the Record franchise. And the cinematography that this dude has with his team, because he tends to use a lot of the same people on his film team, and it's really good. This one is, the way that it's set up is really cool, because you're looking at a current event, but they're actually replaying the events leading up to the current event at the same time that you're in with this guy. So there's a dude that is visiting this mansion, and this is in Madrid, and it's a famous Italian medium that's there, and there was a mass murder during a Halloween party, and Enric is the only survivor, and he's actually being questioned by police to the point that he's sitting there, he's like, you're not going to believe me. I can't remember certain aspects of this. So they're like, well, we'll take you there. And he's freaked the fuck out. Like, obviously, he's freaked the fuck out the entire time because they're like, no, we'll take you there and you can just walk us through what you saw and all this other stuff. And they're trying to actually help.
They even say up front that we believe you. We don't think you actually could have done this. Even though he says that, you know, it's my fault, I did this. They're like, the evidence says that there's no possible way you could have done this. So walk us through what happened.
Yeah, and it's bad because like once they do get there, then they kind of start being like, well, Where's this foam that you're talking about? Because there's a ringing foam that's very central to this whole thing. It's weird how short and sweet this one is compared.
Yeah.
Because the Supra Sic Infra is actually written on the wall.
Which means as above, so below, by the way.
Right. And once they all get in there, they're like, read this. And he's got that look on his face like, please don't make me fucking read this, right? And he reads it, and holy fuck.
Events start replaying exactly like they happened at the party.
This is one of my favorites.
I agree that this actually probably ties with Kid Print for me. I think it was very well done. It was well filmed. I liked the change in perspective in the camera. At one point, there's something that happens where the police investigators end up getting thrown up to the ceiling, and then you're getting a different view. Really enjoyed that. And the puking eyeballs. That one, I was like, fuck, that looks good.
Yeah, the way they did that one was very well produced, actually. Like, just because it is a combination of practical and digital, but it's very well hidden, actually. And it got me because I was sitting there like, oh God, like, it just, ugh, but that's part of what happened to that party that went missing is like all their eyeballs are gone. No clue how it happened.
Their bones were all shattered and broken and stuff.
Yeah, it's really fucked up.
Yeah.
Like once again, we're not spoiling like too much of this because we want you to go see it or whatever. But this one, if I have to like sit here and like, oh, here's what I would rate this one. I'm not gonna rate all of them, but if I had to rate this one, this is easily a 4 out of 5 for me.
Agreed. this one left me wanting more. It was so short. Like, it wasn't super short. It was just very easily digestible for its length. And I just like, oh my gosh, I want to know more about what happened here.
There were 2 films that actually got produced out of this franchise. There only are 2 movies that have been made out of like 2 of the shorts.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was Siren, and then the other one was Kids vs. Aliens. So it's one of those shorts that I do want more of, but I feel like it probably would be best told like this.
It said everything it needed to say.
Sure.
Yeah.
Again, Paco Plaza has done amazing work and still does amazing work. So if you are a fan of foreign cinema, go check it out. They're very well done. This one had like subtitles, but we've mentioned on this podcast several times before that we are subtitle people. So that didn't like deter
It didn't
us.
affect it. Yeah.
Yeah. So moving on from that one into Diet Phantasma. It's a second interlude where it's subject 40, and this is the one that starts like puking black liquid everywhere.
Yeah, and they like break her bones right before she starts vomiting it all over the place.
But what the fucked up part about this one is that like she starts being able to see, like this is where you start getting more kind of a veil lifted on the scientist aspect of it, because this one starts being able to see through the observation mirror.
And she is actually possessed at this point, not just being attacked by a poltergeist. She is actually possessed.
And we get introduced to this gimmick, and I'm going to call it a gimmick because it's funny to use the word gimmick, where they press this button that activates a vent that actually sucks the poltergeist out of the subject and into a tube. The subject survives. It's so fucked up because she actually lives through this, but they fucking kill her with a flamethrower. Like they put her in a room and they're like, get rid of 40. And they just walk in with a flamethrower. I was like, holy shit.
Quithby.
Dude.
That had to smell awful.
Yeah, of course it does. And we're moving on to Fun Size by Casper Kelly of Too Many Cooks fame. I think this one is the dark horse for me. Like it's not the one where I'm like, oh yeah, this is my favorite. But if I sell this movie to anybody out there listening that has any trepidation about watching, if you watch this for anything that you're like, oh man, I've seen found footage. I've seen the possession shit. I've seen this. I've seen that. You have not seen Fun Size.
It was definitely different, and it surprised me. And I'm not gonna lie, the only like big criticism I have about it was the acting itself. I wasn't really huge on the acting, but taking it all in together as once, in the end, that only served to like make me like it more because it was just so fucking funny for me.
But I think that was kind of the point. It's not like a straight horror. This is absolutely if you were to put a horror film on Adult Swim.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that.
But there were some friends that are leaving this Halloween party, right? And there was no candy there. And they're like, well, let's go trick-or-treating to get some. Two of them were celebrating an engagement, and it's actually a little fucked up. Like this is some character development here, which like the other movies in this do have some character development. There's like this, I think this one and Kid Print and Home Haunt, I think probably have like the best character development in the whole film. This one is kind of screwed up where like the girl is like not wanting to be with this dude, but she doesn't have the heart to tell him.
She didn't want to hurt him, but became his fiance anyway, and he very obnoxiously uses the term fiance repeatedly.
Yeah.
Come on, fiance, let's go, fiance. Isn't it crazy? We're fiancés.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy that you're a fucking idiot, dude?
It made me want to slap the shit out of him.
Dude, look, he will be. But the hook to this one is this giant candy dish on the front porch of this house, and there's a sign that says 1 per person, like for the candy or whatever. But it's all these like candies that they've never heard of. Like it looks like it's off-brand everything
with weird names that don't make sense and whatnot.
Right, but one of them grabs this chocolate bar. It's a dick.
It's straight up a penis. It is a chocolate covered penis with cream.
It is a cocklet bar, ladies and gentlemen. It is a cocklet bar that is very jizz cream filled, and which I thought was hilarious. Actually, I'm not gonna lie,
it was funny. Great. Yeah, straight up.
But he goes back for seconds, and this red hand comes up and grabs, and I was like, okay, we're because I had no idea what the fuck this was, upon getting into it. So when that happened, I was like, oh, here we fucking go.
Right.
But when he gets sucked into the bowl, that's when I really lost my shit because I was like, oh. Okay, we're getting into like interdimensional portal shit now, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So they get sucked into this parallel reality, and they're encountering this character named Fun Size, who is the, I don't know, picture if the dude that is the mascot for this candy company is like the fucking Monopoly guy. You know what I mean? Like that's the synonymy, or I guess that's how you fucking say that. It's like, it's synonymous with this candy company.
Yeah, sure.
But he's fucking hilarious.
His little like giggle laugh got me.
This is where the comedy comes into play because at one point they grab an axe because they see this dude and they chop his hand off and he's not bleeding. He's just spraying like M&Ms or Skittles.
Candy out.
Yeah, it's nothing but candy, and it's absurd. Like it's an absurd amount of fucking candy.
I'm pretty sure one of the folk in the group also gets like a candy tube shoved up their ass and they get filled with candy.
And their face explodes and it just like fucking flies out. Taste the rainbow, motherfucker.
She just decides to end it all as well, which was fucking hysterical because she made a joke about it. Like, well, no, I can't say it's a joke. She made a comment about it not a few minutes before that. And then she's just like, nope, I'm done. See ya.
The deaths are really good in this one, actually. Because there's like a candy conveyor machine that one of them gets trapped on. And this is the way that you find out that all the candy that is getting made is actually different body parts.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's one where, and they can see it, right? There's like a camera. There's like a camera in there.
And there's like an internal view, yeah.
And then there's like a monitor. So when they're watching and they see like this monitor shit and they're like, oh my God, that's his balls. And it's just getting covered in chocolate. Like the way she said, I think that's his balls.
That's his dick.
Yeah, that's his dick.
There's like an ear, a hand, an eyeball, tongue, I think was one of them too. And you just see them drizzling caramel and then drizzling chocolate. And they come out and they get wrapped by the machine in the same wrappers that we see in the candy bowl previous to that.
Yeah, well, they kind of get picked off one by one, and then it's down to the engaged couple. And they keep encountering dead ends where it's like 1 per person. Like, they have to remember 1 per person. And there's like a false ending here where you think because she makes a certain decision that it was like, oh, well, that was the trick. And then it's not. Are we really going to like have happy endings here? No, we're not. But the actual ending to this outside of that narrative is pretty fucking hysterical to me. There's a shot in this one that I still crack up at where it's like the camera POV and then they just turn and then the bowl is flying at the camera where it's like, oh, what the fuck?
I think we have another Diet Phantasma.
Yeah, we sure
after
do.
that one.
Yeah.
This one, I could not help but to burst out laughing when this happened. So in this subject, this subject is a young boy, like a kid. He's like maybe 12 tops.
Is this the one that asked for a second one?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So this kid tries a sample and they make a point of telling you that it's a lower dosage of poltergeist extract because they're trying to lower the the balancing of it and make it so it works for them. The kid takes a sip of it and says that he loves it and wants another one, which they give him another one with slightly more extract in it to actually get a reaction. And as soon as this fucking kid breaks the tab and pops open the can, he just instantly explodes. He becomes a Jackson Pollock painting on the walls of that fucking room.
Christ.
Blood just went everywhere, and the scientist is just like smoking his cigarette, just, yep, let's load up another one.
You know what's fucking hysterical about it to me, though? The way the scientist reacts is the same way that the old man in RoboCop reacts when that dude gets fucking blown away by Ed 209 in the beginning, where he's just face palming.
Just shit.
Yeah. And a throwback to that reference to the first episode of the season, Halloween 3, that would be Connell Cochran as the old man in RoboCop, face palming like a motherfucker at that. That's the same vibes that I got from the Diet Phantasma scientist, just sitting there like, fuck me. And now we move on to the fall of 1992 and Alex Ross Perry's Kid Print, which of all the videos that are being made for this one, like, we've visited so many genres of like, hey, here's a and I'm talking about the entire franchise, right? We have visited extraterrestrial territory. We have like very much extraterrestrial territory. We have visited the horrors of science, like inventions, you know. We have experienced cryptids, supernatural entities, possession, curses. This one is the all too very real. And I think that's why this one is probably my favorite of the bunch, like my absolute top favorite.
Me too.
We're in the town of Ardmore, Alberta, and there's been a lot of like child and teenager like disappearances and murders. But this man named Tim runs this video store where they do something called Kid Prints. And basically what it is, it's a documentary on certain children that can be used to identify them and help search for them. And it's always like a current thing. Like you can go and re-up it every so often.
Right. Which is in how they describe it, it's better than giving them, you know, a year-old yearbook picture to go off of.
Right. And Tim is constantly like in fear of like seeing his daughters like on the news one day. So like you can tell he's a very protective dad, and he's very much a family man, and he's doing this for his community and shit. Like he even goes so far as like, because it opens on them doing one of these, right? And he's talking to this person and she's wanting it that day, but the turnaround is like a week on some of these. So he's like, yeah, I'll see what I can do. And he kind of takes them back behind the counter, and like he's introducing them to the staff, and you meet everybody back there, and everybody's just kind of doing their thing. And there's like a ton of tapes. Like there's at least like over 1,000 videotapes here.
Yeah, the shelves are packed with them. And I remember the little girl he was just filming looking up and saying something like, are the missing ones all the murdered kids? And you do see that there are gaps where videotapes should be, but they are gone just because of the sheer amount of missing children.
Right. And that's also leading into the realism horror here, because that actually is something that is to be feared. You know, in real life. You know, we use movies as an escape, but this one is the one that really lands close to home. So Tim is going around and he's taking his own kids out for like trick-or-treating. Like we also find out like the trick-or-treating is really condensed here, where they do it with like churchgoers and police officers that are handing out candy at designated spots, because there's the big fear, especially on holidays, that the kids are going to be going missing around this time. Yeah,
no one wants to let their kid trick or treat at all unless they are there and they are there quickly, and then they immediately leave and go home.
It's hard to not spoil this one big time because of the subject matter here, but what I will say is that both the twist to this is super fucked up. The ending is even more fucked up. And like, I will say, like the violence against the children, I think it scares you the most as to what you don't see happening, because like this one is not overly like it's graphic to an extent, but it's leaving a lot to be imagined. It's leaving a lot to your thoughts. And I think that's what makes this more frightening, is what you don't see.
He did it in such a way where you do not have to full on see any of the imagery of the children being harmed for you to be terrified of the situation that you're witnessing.
Right, because it's the intensity is very much cerebral.
It's terrifying. Like, it actually is terrifying, and seems like it could be such a real situation. After that one played, I was just floored. I was like, fuck.
I feel like of all of the films in this particular entry in the VHS series, I think Kid Print would be great as a feature length.
For sure.
Because you could do a ton with it.
Yeah, I agree.
And now we move on to the epilogue of Diet Phantasma, which thank fuck for the comedy relief that this particular narrative is, because coming out of Kid Print, you actually need something to like lighten the mood. So Dr. Rothschild is sitting there and being warned that, hey man, your equipment is not up to speed with this many subjects at once, because they bring 6 people in, right? But he's so pissed off because they're falling behind schedule. He's like, no, fuck it, do it. Fuck it, we're doing it live. Fuck it.
It's called a pound cake. Because you can fuck it.
Commonly thought that pound cake got its name because the original recipe required one.
It's called pound cake because you can fuck it.
My laugh sounded so ugly in the mic. My cheeks hurt.
So they go ahead with this shit, right? And all hell breaks loose. Like there's somebody gets their fucking tongue ripped out, a can gets crushed in someone's mouth, and eyes are popping out. There's vomit everywhere.
The camera catches fire spontaneously.
But this little girl, subject 47, stays possessed.
After they extract all the other ones out of there, she's the only one still standing.
Yep. And he's like, what's your favorite soda? And she's like, Diet Phantasma. However, just because she drank it and didn't die, Dr. Rothschild says,
slap the sticker on it. We're good, boys.
Yeah, he fucking 100% signs off on that shit. And he's just like, nope, we are exporting this to stores immediately with this exact formula. Formula 47. The film distorts before it goes to the next piece, right? So this one is like, okay, no, the subjects that were possessed actually broke through and killed the professors and the researchers.
Oh, they do. Yeah, that's right. They do kind of give you that implication like right at the end there.
There's something about Home Haunt that is just very well done as far as like, they don't take very much time to set up the family narrative here, where there's this person who has done tradition with his wife and his son. Every Halloween, he makes his own haunted house every year and they film it. But the kid is like 17. I think they're implying that he's like 17, but he's in high school and he's getting picked on for this because he's been made a joke of for basically his entire scholastic career because of this shit. Like, apparently the family, Keith in general, his dad is like a town joke for this shit. And it sucks too, because like being a dad and having a son that is literally that age now is like, yeah, I get it. I feel it. Like, my kid is growing up and he's not my fucking little dude anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this one kind of like hit home for me, where I'm like, I miss, doing all that fun shit, which we still have fun. Like, it's different now. Like, he's older, but this stuff is like, I get it. The dad's like trying to really hang on to what little bit of like dadness he's got left with his kid. Yeah, for sure. So he finally like talks him into it, or his mom talks him into it, I should say. And they visit this like thrift store kind of place,
antique store, yeah, whatever it might be.
And they're looking for different items for this haunted house. And he winds up going to the back where the restricted section is, and he takes the tape down and walks in there and finds this vinyl record called Halloween Horrors, and he's just like, well, I'm gonna steal that. Then he fucking leaves money. and the idea that he's kind of a town joke isn't just the kids saying this either. And this is the part that really pisses me off, where it's like, okay, the townsfolk are there, right? They're there to do this.
They're all lined up waiting to get into the haunted house. And they even make a point of mentioning that people line up and do this every year. Like, these people have come back after being there several times. 2 of those fucking people in particular, their neighbors, the dickhead and dickhead's wife, literally bitching about like, why are we here? What are we doing? I'm not the one who wanted to come here. Then why are you fucking there, bitch? Go home.
The one person that was like, yeah, I'm here so I can tell him what a piece of shit it is.
Yeah, that dickhead. And he fucking puts himself through it anyway. He just wanted to be an asshole.
The record gets played as they are kind of introducing people, in this little gathering. And it's kind of funny because like the space they're in, it reminded me a lot of What We Do in the Shadows, like the community space that they go into, the meeting space. Yeah. Like the episode where like they purposefully exclude the energy vampire, and he comes in, he's like, "Hey guys, what's up? I didn't know we were having a meeting." He's like, "Fuck."
That might literally be the very first episode.
I know it is. But that's what this place looks like. So just to give you kind of a painted picture of like what the setup is. So this is a very elaborate haunted house, I will say. Like I was not expecting it to be as detailed as it was.
I would have been happy to have gone through something like that as a kid. Are you kidding me? I'd be thrilled to do it as an adult. They put some effort into that shit.
Yeah. Well, when he plays this vinyl, it catches on fire and then shit starts going awry.
The walls start shaking, stuff falls down.
Can I tell you, like, my favorite part about this, again, no spoilers for the ending, but there's so much shit that actually comes to life from inside this haunted house. The best fucking part for me was seeing sheet ghosts commit murder.
Oh my God, that was fucking hysterical. That was hands down the best scene, like the best bit from that short, in my opinion. I was losing it. We were laughing so hard at the ghosts. It was great. Yeah, it's not bad or poorly done either.
No, it's not. And again, this is also like violence on kids, violence on people that fucking deserved it, and then violence on people where you're like, oh God, they actually killed this person. Right. Oh, fuck. You know, it's that kind of thing, right? But there's a witch that comes to life, like, and it's not like the witch, like the witch, you know, witch. It's very much
the cartoony Halloween looking witch.
Green face witch on a broom.
Boils on her nose, all that good shit.
Which there's a really neat scene where she flies towards the camera and actually steals the camcorder, and like you see it from her point of view, and she is flying and like fucking stabbing kids and ripping their fucking heads off.
So quick and violent.
Goddamn.
I liked how like earlier in that short too, when they are preparing the haunted house, you see the kid painting the witch, and then to see it come alive and do all that, I thought it was great. I thought it was a really good short. I thought it was well filmed. The acting was actually really good in it, and it was very well put together.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the end of VHS Halloween, and then they give us, as they do with every VHS film, there is a mid-credit scene that happens, like they show like scenes while the credits are rolling, and it's back and forth. This one is where the child from Diet Phantasma that lived and was possessed, Subject 47, she is in a commercial for this shit, and this is where the commercial reveals to the audience that the soda is made from actual poltergeist. It's not until now that you find out that is what's going on.
100% real poltergeist extract.
I love that shit. She takes a sip and recites the company slogan, and it, like the deep voice that she, I'm like, oh, that
the possession voice with that white eyes and everything.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really good close to the movie too. It nicely wrapped it up. Yeah, overall for me, if I had to slap the entirety of this movie on the, 1 to 5 grading scale, I would say this was like a 3.5 or 3.7 for me, like real solid.
I'll go with a 3.75, honestly, because while it's not the greatest entry in the VHS franchise, I think it actually holds with the first two.
I wasn't disappointed at all. I thought the shorts were great. The directors did a fantastic job. And again, the thematics behind it all tied it together very beautifully.
Couldn't agree more. And again, everybody, if you want to watch this and you don't have a Shudder account, guess what? You can sign up for a week-long free trial, and then you can go watch it. I'm actually excited to see what they're going to do next year.
Yeah, me too. I cannot wait for that to be a thing.
And if you have seen this movie, or if you go watch this and you come back to listen to this episode, leave us a comment and let us know what you thought about the film as a whole. What was your favorite segment from the movie? Do you have a director that you actually know from any of these that you like their other works? Let us know in the comments. For past, present, and future episodes of Cult Macabre, you can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. You can leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. You can leave us a rating and leave comments on individual episodes on Spotify. And if you're listening to this episode on our YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to the channel, clicking the bell for notifications for future episodes, leaving a like on this video, or leaving us a comment down below. Any engagement helps. And if you'd like to follow us on any of our social media platforms, all of it can be found in our Linktree link in the show notes below.
And if you'd like to join us for more of pop culture's dark side, sign the Black Book and join the cult. I'm Lee.
And I'm Richie.
We'll see you next time.